December the 7th, Pearl Harbor Day. 2024, we need to remember those fallen American citizens and troops today. All right, well, we've got the old motley crew over there on the friendly metal detecting forum, you know. They're trying to sort of say, oh, sharpshooter, he probably wouldn't have checked that vortex. Well, I got news for you boys. You better be thinking again about that. I shake detectors down. I'm one of the best at it, okay? Based on what I see on the internet, metal detecting forums, I was communicating with Calabash about that vortex. Now, I'm not trying to take credit, per se. Calabash had the detector. He gets the credit. Iffy Signals gets the credit. But I was communicating. Okay. Team effort, boys. To shake that thing down so the users are more aware, and maybe the manufacturer, to get that machine better. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Multi-frequency. I done put a comment over there on the friendly forum. You can get trapped in your thinking. Everybody may be thinking, oh, I'm in multi-frequency. And even on the Deus too, and that's what I'm fixing to show in this video here, okay? A gold ring and a nail using a dive program. You might want to be around an old pier somewhere in the old salt water. I'm going to show you something. So you may think, oh, I'm in multi-frequency. Well, the Deus 2 has an auto noise cancel, unlike the Vortex. So you may noise cancel that machine and you say, well, my problems are solved. This machine is operating at peak, being able to find a target. That's not true. Now, disclaimer here. My testing reveals that the Manicore doing frequency shift, no appreciable difference is noted in performance. Meaning when you do an auto noise cancel or do a noise cancel on that machine, you're probably not going to gain any advantage at all, if any, by going to a different channel, unless EMI is affecting the machine. Okay? Unlike the Deus 2. So yes, you need to look at your frequency shift channels. Now, we don't know the frequency span being used from the highest to the lowest shift channel on that Vortex. And you don't know what it is either on the Deus 2, except there was a beta version that I happened to be privileged to see. So I got to see what the lowest frequency was. My memory serves me right, it was about 35.3 kilohertz. The highest frequency was a little over 40. But the final release version, XP, took that data off of that screen. But a gentleman did run a scope over a Deus 2, and he showed you all. You can go look at it. He posted it on Detector Prospector Forum, I believe, and a few YouTube videos with the Deus 2. Okay, so enough about that. Now, I don't know the answer to this question, and I've asked Calabash. If you go to the saltwater, let's say you wanted to hunt around a pier where you would suspect maybe there would be more iron. Possibility of more iron and possibility of gold rings dropped off that pier. Will the Beats program work in that saltwater and remain stable even with a salt sensitivity of 9? And even if you decided to raise the reactivity to say 2, will it run stable? I don't know. We do know the dive program will probably run stable because it's using lower frequency. So that's what I'm going to show you. So let's say it turns out the dive program is really the only one that will run stable, super stable in the saltwater with a salt sensitivity of 7, say, off of the North Carolina coastline, Florida coastline. And let's say you decide to run the speed at 2 even. So you're not really into the depth so much. Yeah, you'll get some pretty good depth. What happens with that machine? I'm going to show you what could happen to you. If what you see on this test here happens in the saltwater, you'll get to see you can gain an advantage. You could go in behind another Deus 2 user and you might get on a target that they never heard, a gold ring. I've got the machine in dive program. Okay, we're going to be doing manual frequency shift. All right. Now I'm in two-tone, that's sort of unimportant. Now, I don't have any bottle caps dialed in. We'll dial the bottle cap in on this machine to 2. We'll check it first at 0. Okay, silencer's defaulted at 2. All right. And I'm in speed 2. I could dial that back to 1.5. We'll check it first at 2. Watch what happens here. Okay? Frequency max. We're at channel 6. There's a nail, and you see that small gold ring? The nail is beneath the plane of that gold ring. That could be in that could be under a pier. All right? So channel 6. This is the hard way. You hear that? See that meter? So you would suspect that's a non-ferrous target, and you probably might get to digging. Now we're over here at channel 0. You hear that? Nothing. Iron tone. Now if we come over here from the easy way, channel 0. We hear it plain as day. We also hear it in channel 6. So if you do an auto noise cancel on this machine, we'll come back over here to the hard way. Here's channel 1. Channel 1 is shaky. Notice that. Channel 3 is the default. Still not as good as channel 6. Channel 5. Two-way signal. Channel 4. Sort of shaky, huh? Channel 6. So you see that. So depending on what angle you come in, we'll go back to channel 0 here. Let's say this machine auto noise canceled. If you did a frequency scan at 0. Now I'm going to sweep this from 45 degrees at channel 0. So we hear it, and I'm going to come around some more. Here's about 20 degrees. Hear that? 20 degrees, you're not hearing it. Channel 6, two-way signal. Now, let's get out of here. We're going to go down. We're going to dial bottle cap to 2. Frequency max 6. Two-way signal the hard way. We get signal. Channel 1. Bottle cap at 2. Shaky, huh? Now I'm going to rotate about 20 degrees. Channel 1. Channel 0. Gone. Channel 5. So that could be a very shallow gold ring on the sea floor with that nail right there. And that's a small nail. And if you're running lower frequency shift on this machine, you wouldn't hear it. You know, your movement in the water, you know, you don't move in the water like you move on land. You're moving probably slower. You're not covering as much territory. You got that resistance of the water on this coil. Now, this is a 9-inch coil. Okay? So, yeah, I can do an auto noise cancel, which I will do. standing here in my yard. Let's see what happens. So if a person might be led to believe reading that user's manual, oh, I just did auto noise cancel. I'm EMI free, more or less. Where are we? Oh, look at that. Noise cancel to channel 1. What happens if I sweep over this go ring? You hear that? You don't hear it. Channel 5. How about that? You hear it. You hear it in channel 5. You hear it in channel 6. Channel 0 and 1 are very subpar performers on that scenario. So law of averages says what? You don't have to be very smart to figure this out. Of course, you know, there'll always be somebody out there who says the old sharpshooter don't know what he's talking about. Well, we see this when we compare 24 max frequency band to 40 max frequency band. In a high iron sight, trying to locate all non-ferrous targets, which one has advantage? Ask the XP owner. I already know what he's going to tell you. The 40 max frequency band versus the 24 and versus the 14. So you beach hunters out there using this machine out there in that water, around salt water, around piers, or even using it on the water, period. If dive program is the only program that will keep you stable out there, you can see advantage running higher frequency shifts versus lower on this machine. Okay? That's going to conclude the detecting talk of the day. It was about 13 here a little earlier. The temperature's probably up now to about 16 Fahrenheit. Have a nice day.